Surfer.
1, 2, 3.
I'm doing good, sir. My name's Jose now. I'm glad you mentioned my name, Jose, because I'm Jose now, thanks to Jesus. But I used to be Cheeno back in the days. I'm pretty sure, there's probably a lot of people that can't or won't relate to what I'm going to talk about or say, but there probably is a majority of ghetto people that will. I say ghetto folks, coming from like the low minority, the poor people, in other words. It was rough, it was really, really rough. Back then people would say, well, you have a choice. You could have said no to the gangs and you could have said no to this and that. But they don't know my city. And I'm pretty sure there's cities like mine everywhere now in the United States, but it's not true about all you had a choice, not where I grew up at. It was on. Compton got sectioned off by gangs, racial stuff, and it got really, really bad. Right then, and you're talking about 88, 90, the AK hit the scene, and nothing but kids running around with guns, man. It was bad, it was all bad.
It has been another violent weekend among the gangs of California. A man who was standing in line to see Colors, the movie about gangs, was shot in the head by someone wearing the colors of a rival gang.
It's anybody's guess who will get killed tonight.
Roger, I just want to make sure we have the house secured and I'll make an entry. Push your ass down, what are you looking at?
This is now a war zone where life is cheap, some say worthless.
If I go in the wrong neighborhood and they see me, and if I got a gun, most likely if it's more than one, most likely I'm gonna shoot one of them.
Clovis was only 12 when he joined a gang known as the Bloods.
This is all blood, and this is a blood neighborhood.
He says he joined a gang for status and power.
That's all you're looking for is most respect. Like if you go to jail, they say, well, he bad, so we give him his respect. If I can take over another neighborhood by myself, I feel I'm the baddest one around.
When the Rodney King riots hit, we literally owned the city of Compton for like about a good week. There was no cops nowhere. Everything was up in flames, everything was burning. And so we got a little older and we started selling drugs. And there was no going to school, none of that, because there was a lot of racial stuff going on. And I seen a lot of Mexicans get beat up, a lot of their moms would go up there to complain at the school and they would get beat up, and it was just bad, it was terrible. That led me to sell drugs, because of course no education, no job, no nothing was gonna hire me, right? So I went to sell drugs. My mom couldn't give me the stuff I wanted. God bless her heart, she tried. And she was a good mom, I know she tried her heart, out, like. And I used to see my mom cry a lot. I didn't understand back then why. I know now why now, but back then I didn't understand. I was mad at the world, mad at God, mad at everybody. And then a lot of stuff started happening to me, man, in my life, to where I see no outcome, no ultimate, no. It was like I was just dead inside. And I replaced it with the marijuana. Marijuana started coming in at an early age, and it made me feel good. It made me not feel abandoned, lonely, because I felt abandoned, man. I felt like my mom abandoned me for a while. And I had to raise myself in these streets because my dad wasn't in the picture. So, you know, my dad was the older homies. My dad was the older homies in the neighborhood. And they taught me how to slang. They taught me, you know, how to pretty much raise myself in this struggle that I placed myself in. Or my parents placed me in, or whatever. Like, I want to cuss, but I don't want to because I've changed my life now. And I'm seeking God, and like when I cuss, I grieve my spirit, so I don't want to cuss. But it was jacked up growing up as a little kid in that city of Compton. And I don't want to too much blame the city. It's just how can I word it? Because in every city that you go to now, it's the same thing, you know? You know, there's a little Compton everywhere you go now. There's Cheenos everywhere now. You know, and I see all this youth, all these youngsters wilding out, like seriously wilding out and not even knowing where they're headed.
Our other top story tonight, violence, sad Bay Area sideshows, crossing a dangerous line now.
And I just wish I could just reach out to them and tell them just one, just at least if only one could listen to me, man, and just, you know, there ain't nothing but suffering and pain. In this gangbanging life, you know, yeah, you got homies that say they love you and it's true love. You feel that warmth, that love at that particular time and moment. But then when you're in the hole and you've been in the hole for a year and you ain't got a letter from nobody, and you start realizing, man, like ain't nobody really there but God. You know, and I didn't want to hear about God back then because I was like, man, if God was real, if God was around, he wouldn't have like threw me out here to this world like this poverty and stuff, you know. But one thing led to another, man. I started growing up and life started hitting me with the left and the rights and the uppercuts and all that, you know, and I pretty much lost the fight with life, man. Like, it beat me up and knocked me out. To where I started using drugs, man. You know, in my hood, I was like an enforcer. Like, we all had these little cliques. You know, we had the San Vicente boys, we had the Harry Street boys. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody's got it's the same gang, but it's like different little streets. And then my little clique, you couldn't be high. You couldn't use Primos, you couldn't smoke Primos, P-Dog, you couldn't smoke PCP. When I started doing the drugs, man, I was in a time in my life where I was lonely. Nobody was around. And I just pretty much developed the effort attitude. And it was effort from there on. I started destroying myself. I just started destroying my body. Mad at the world still. I just wanted to numb myself. The more I used, the more deeper I was falling in a deep hole. But I didn't know at the time, it felt good at the time. Up until I ran out of veins. Up until I ran out of money and I had to go put it down to get some money just to support my habit. And nowadays you got all these kids on these blues, got no idea what they doing to themselves. Cause I hear that stuff is worse than heroin. And they putting it in the stuff now because I kicked heroin before. It only took 3-4 days to get off, and now it took 65 days. I'm like, whoa, and I'm still sick. I'm like, man, what they putting in this stuff? Man. And then it just all downhill from there, man, all downhill. You know, hanging out with homeless, hanging out with drug addicts. Caught myself in the line with going to the pub to go get a meal. When I got food and stuff at home, I got my own plates. But I'm so vulnerable to a whole bunch of stuff because I'm getting high. I just let the devil just beat me up. The drugs just take over. Sitting there watching dudes stinking, smelling, doodling on themselves. They so high, they so knotted out. I guess they forget they gotta use the restroom or they ain't got a place to go right away. They just use it. And I'm around these people now, and I'm like, man, what am I doing, man? I don't want to belong here. And I look for help, and there's really no help out there. There's really no help. I had to look for God. When I started praying, God, help me, man. If you're real, man, help me, man. Like, lead me to the right people or bring the right people around. And the Lord heard my prayer, man. And I started meeting church people. And I started hanging around church people. And then I caught myself and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, is this what I really, like, but I was tired. I was tired. The drug wasn't even getting me high no more. I was so messed up. Like, I had to mix drugs up in order to get even high, because I wasn't even feeling it anymore. And I started thinking, man, can somebody be praying for me? Like, is my mom praying that I don't even get high no more? Like that I don't like it, because I'm not feeling it no more. And I'm doing more and more and more trying to get high, and I'm just not feeling it. To the point, man, I was getting so high, man, to the point, man, that I was running to the hospital thinking I was dying. What worked for me, man, is I would get high, and I wouldn't like the way I was feeling, and I start crying, and I start crying out to God, like literally crying, like screaming, like, where you at? Like, you gotta come, like now. And it helped because, like I said, I started meeting the right people. And I ran across Urban Ministries. And then it felt like I was at home. It felt like I was on the yard with my homies. And I didn't have nothing to worry about. I'm telling you, that's how I felt. And so, like, I told the pastor, I was like, man, like, I belong here. Like, this is my place now. Like, I don't want to go nowhere else. Like, I feel at home. And so, they prayed for me. They showed me love, man. They showed that brother love, that true love, man, that sometimes that's all we need. But sometimes we can't even get that. We can't even get a hug. That's bad, man, when you can't even get a hug. And the world is, and the people's in it. I thought I was crazy. Us gang members out here in the streets here, we think we crazy, man. Y'all ain't seen nothing, man. We ain't nothing, man, compared to a lot of these kids, man, that going through what they're going through, man. It shocks me. It hurts my heart. And I went through some stuff. But they going through it too, man. And they so young, man, and having to see. Cause I'm at the age where I'm a dad too. I'm a grandpa too. And so I be around youngsters all the time, and I see them growing up, and I see the generation after generation is just more and more corrupt, more and more messed up, man. And like I said, there ain't enough God people out there. It worries me, because I wish there was a lot more God's people out here showing love. We need it so bad. And that's basically it, and that's what I mean. I'll give you a second part of my testimony. Right now, man, I don't know, I feel like breaking it down, tell you the truth, man.